Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. This one we have here is the Mezco Toyz 112 Collective Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the White Ranger, Tommy Oliver. This is the second Mezco Power Ranger release. We did get at Comic-Con 2023 the Green Ranger. I have it back in the box. I will take it out for this review to do a full-on comparison between the two. I absolutely love this figure. Love it. This one, I love it too. I have not fully taken it out of the packaging and whatnot. As you can see, it's still got like plastic wrap here under the belt. Still got the plastic under the head there. I have not fully kind of taken this thing apart yet and removed all the plastic. But the little bit that I have kind of played with the figure, I absolutely love this as well. We got a bunch of accessories that this figure comes with as well. So I'll kind of go through all of it a little bit. But there's just a lot to kind of go through. We got two different versions of Saba, one with the longer blade and the shorter blade. We have this sword here. I don't exactly remember what that sword was for in the show. I think it's one where they had to get, I don't know, I'll have to look it back up. We get a couple of lightning effects in here, some swoosh effects for Saba. We get a laser beam eye Saba head to switch with those Saba blades. A bunch of different hands, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of hands plus an extra hand. I don't know what the extra one is, if that's just a grip hand to like hold Saba, I guess. We get the holster for Saba, or sheath, I get holster for his belt, and then we have the unmasked Tommy Oliver head, which I will show you guys a little bit later in this review. We do get the stand, and I'll show that. Actually, let me see if I could just piece this out easily right there. So we do have the typical Mezco Collective 112 Collective stand there. We get the the holder piece, and then we get these different lightning effects. We got blue one, a yellow one, a red one, and a pink one. Why there's not a black one or a purple for the black, I don't know. I'd have to go back in that episode to kind of see. My guess is they just didn't have that color lightning kind of go through because it wasn't necessary. But we have those four different things. The promo images kind of show all that in action for the White Ranger. I won't really be doing that here, and I'm likely not even going to take any of these pieces out, but just know that they come there and they're pretty good. I would be scared myself to break those. I'm not going to display them in any kind of way, so that's how I'm going to have it here. And then we get that Ziploc bag for the Mezco accessories. But if you just leave them in the tray like that, you don't even need that bag. You can just slip this right back in the box and you're good to go because it is collector friendly. But back to the figure. Man, oh man, I am excited for this guy. The Green Ranger is one of my favorite figures of 2023. I may or may not get around to doing a top 10 or top favorite figures of 2023. But that one would definitely be on there. And now the White Ranger, super excited, man. So let me get this plastic off and let's get to the figure review. Okay, so some important things to note before we kind of look at the Ranger. There's some important things to kind of, you got to be careful with some things. So the Saba head with the beams, you swap them out at the tip, and then as you can see here, it's, you want to make sure that it's very delicate, so be very careful with it. Those lightning effect pieces onto the Sword of Light, as you can see, it kind of fits over the blade itself, which is pretty cool. I guess you can get all the different colors on there. It's not something that I'll be doing in this video, just so you guys are aware. The sheath for the Saba sword, as you can see, you clip it first and then just kind of hangs over the belt in there. And then here you have the different lightning effect pieces. You get the two swooshes and the two lightning effect pieces. They all work with Saba, as you can see there, so that is pretty cool. And nothing on the back. So we have our little instruction sheets and what to be careful with. So there we go. Okay, so let's get into it. Here we have a better look at the figure, and the figure is great. Look at the head sculpt. Looks really good. We got a nice gold on there, nice silver for the mouth plate, a nice shiny black there for the visor. And that looks pretty good, as you can see there. And you get the clips on the side. You get the line there because that's where the helmet would actually open up. Just nice detail in that helmet. Looks really, really good. Looking at the shield, one thing that Mezco did that is odd is the color for the power coin symbol, the Tiger Zord, the white Tiger Zord. Why it is a different gold, it's more of like a copper. Why it's the copper color on the figure, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. That is a little bit of kind of an odd choice, I think. Because it's, you know, it should be the same color as like the gold and stuff on the shield, but for whatever reason, it's more of a copper color, so that's kind of odd. As you can see, the shield just has, you know, the gold that matches the wrists, matches the helmet and everything like that. One big complaint that I'm going to have is these gold bands for his arms. They're free floating, so they're just going to fall down whenever possible. So you just lift them up over the bicep and just kind of holds in place. So those move around. I don't know if they could have glued them down or really held them down in some way. I don't know. Even like the Green Ranger, those gold bands that were thicker, and these were just kind of floating around also. You know, they don't move around as nice. So just a heads up on that. It's just, these are very similar. They're just, you know, thinner even. So kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. The belt itself is a floating piece as well in there. I don't think you can remove the shield. Like there was plastic underneath, and it was a pain in the ass to get the plastic out of there. But I don't know of a safe way to remove this shield at all. So that's not something that I would ever even consider trying or anything like that. So I would be very careful about that. The good thing is the shield covers up the stitching in the back of the figure, unlike the Green Ranger figure where it was extremely noticeable, as you can see there. People were commenting like, oh, look how ugly the stitching is. As you can see, the stitch pattern is definitely different on the White Ranger, and I wonder if it has something to do with the diamond pattern that's added in for the Green Ranger. When the Power Ranger box set comes out, I think we'll get a better idea on if that's the reason why. Because if the box set of all 5 Rangers has the same stitch pattern, then we know it's because of the diamond shape. Whereas here, under this suit, it's just all white. They didn't have to worry about that at all. But again, I don't know if that's the actual reason why or not. Oops. So the sheath with Saba, as you can see, it just hooks on to the belt like so. I probably would have preferred that it be part of the belt anyway, but I think to do it, or the way Mezco did it, I think it's just so it's secure in there. So like if we remove it, you can see how it is. It clips in the back, and that's how you secure Saba in that sheath. Otherwise you can't really like get it out. So you could do that, and as you can see, it wouldn't just slip in. You can't put it over. So that's the way they have it. Again, I would have preferred that it just be part of the belt, though, if there was a way to truly do that. But you know, maybe I'm not sure. Looking at the boots, same feet as the Green Ranger, but we get this gold and black pattern there for the boots. So there's the overall of the Mezco 112 Collective White Ranger. He looks absolutely amazing. I love the way it looks. We'll take a look at the JDF head shortly, but first let's take a look at Saba. Here, this Saba, what's funny is the Saba is actually a lot smaller than the Power Ranger, the Hasbro Lightning Collection Saba. As you can see, the Lightning Collection Saba is quite huge in comparison. I guess they just did it a little too big, you know, Hasbro. But I would say scale-wise, this one makes a little bit more sense. Although, you know, when it's bigger, it just looks a little bit cooler, but the detailing on this is crazy. Like Mezco accessories have always been pretty crazy in their details. As you can see, they get all of the different color spots and everything like that painted in there. We got red for the eyes. Just looks really good. And this is the short blade version. There are 2 versions. At first I was thinking, why did we get 2 exact same Sabas? I was thinking maybe one has like the mouth closed or something. And I'm looking, I'm like, these things are the exact same. What the hell was Mezco doing? But again, one blade is longer. Now, it's been years since I've seen Power Rangers. Off the top of my head, I don't know exactly how that works. I think when he takes it from his sheath and he's going to use it, the blade extends out, or if he's using it to control the White Tiger Zord, if the blade extended out for whatever reason. But as you can see, one is a little bit longer, and that is the only difference there. We do get the laser I-beam head for Saba. Now, it comes in this little plastic tray here to keep it safe. I'm scared as hell that I'm going to break those laser heads off. I don't know that I even want to try it, to be honest with you. Because it truthfully scares the hell out of me that I'm going to break Saba. Because I don't want to break Saba. Like, my dragon dagger, I had the issue of the one of the buttons on the flute came off. I'm still waiting for Mezco to ship me a new one. And like, I'm scared. Okay, well, it's easy enough to remove the head from Saba, but this is going to be scary to like swap out the head. Like, even just opening this plastic seems like the scariest part. Like, one wrong movement and it's going to bend those laser beam. Ah! See? Okay, so I have it there. Scary stuff, man. Holy moly. Boom. It's there, and we have the laser beams out of Saba's head. So that is really cool. Somebody screenshot that, take a picture, because I am scared to try to do anything else. So I'm going to safely remove this off camera, and we'll take a look at the other accessories. Okay, so I put these lightning effect pieces together onto the Sword of Light, and I'm a little confused because the Sword of Light was used to transfer the powers between Jason, Trini, and Zach to Adam, Aisha, and Rocky. So shouldn't there be red, yellow, and black? I don't know why there's blue and pink, to be honest with you guys. So a little bit weird. But as you can see there, I already put a grip hand on the White Ranger. But they just kind of slide onto the sword themselves. These are not as fragile as I thought they were going to be. They're a little bit soft, a little bit of pliability, but still be very careful with these. But they just, again, they slide on there. Like so, and that's it. And then here we have the Sword of Light. It is no big deal because basically in the show it was just hardly used. It's just, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers hasn't aged well in my opinion. But anyway, here's the Sword of Light. We get the different color gems on there that matches all the Rangers. How about that, right? Funny how that works. Just a gold sword. It is a little bit of pliability into it, but be very careful. But not a whole lot going on for it. So we have that there. The next, we'll take a look at some of the swoosh effects for Saba. So here we have this one. It just, goes onto Saba like so. So it kind of has that swoosh effect there. This would kind of be like another round up movement, as you can see there. So use like motion effect. You can see the blade just secures into the effect piece like so. This one reminds me a lot of what we would see with like the Hasbro lightning effect pieces, all the little blast effects. This one just goes at the end of Saba there, and as if you're attacking a monster or something, you hit them. There's always sparks and stuff, so that's where that one would kind of look. And I think the last one, as you can see, it just kind of goes onto the blade like so, just a little lightning effect, and that's it. Okay, so now I'll be honest with you, the unmasked Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank, JDF, the head sculpt, it looks okay. I can see the resemblance, sure. But other than that, it's not great. It gives me a very, like, comic vibe to it. And the coloring just seems a little weird. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's great. I don't think Hasbro ever really did a great one. I don't think any toy company truly has given us a good Tommy Oliver, Jason David Frank head sculpt. This one, I'm just not seeing it as much. But again, it's passable, but I'll never display it with this head sculpt anyway. But again, I just really don't think it's the greatest. So you guys let me know what you think of it down in the comments below. But anyway, let's move on to the articulation. Okay, so for this articulation portion, I did have the Saba removed because it's just going to get in the way, and I don't want like the blade snagging on the fabric, which absolutely could happen, so be very careful about it. It is a little sharp, so be careful not to snag on the fabric. So anyway, articulation. So the head is on a ball joint, so you can move it around. He can look up that much if he's looking at like the Zords or the monsters have grown, right? He can look down that much. There you can get a lot of good tilt side to side on that head sculpt, as you can see there, which is great. Full rotation if that's what you wanted to do. So awesome movement there. The arm, you can get the arm to go up that much there. There is no butterfly joint of any kind. There is a bicep swivel in there, but given the fabric, you obviously got to be very careful with that. So you can do a little bit in there. You get a double jointed elbow, so you get that much bend there at the elbow. The wrists are on a ball peg, so you can hinge them up and down. You can kind of move them all around. If you move along with the wrist, you can get a lot of good motions because they're, again, on a ball joint there. The figure is on a diaphragm cut, so he could tilt to his left that much. You could tilt to the right that much there, which is good. you can go back a little bit on the figure. You can come forward a little bit there as well. You can get a swivel at that diaphragm as well. I'm trying to be very careful. You know, these figures got to be a little delicate with them. The legs go out that far apart. The fabric does have a little bit of stretch to it, so it's not like you're going to pull or pop the seams or anything like that. So you get some stretch there in the legs, which is good. You can kick forward that much. You can kind of get the leg to go out, as you could see there. There is an upper thigh cut in there, as you could see it move around there at the thigh. You get a double jointed knee, that much bend there at the knee. You do get a boot swivel there, as you could see. Foot hinges down only a little bit of hinge up, a little bit of ankle pivot. I wish there was more ankle pivot, and there are peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So you could use the stand, you could use the little peg on the stand, or you could use the grip, the clip stand, however you want to do it when you want to use the stand. So there is the articulation. Not the craziest amount of articulation. You know, it's not going to be a Lightning Collection figure. The soft goods are going to hinder it a little bit, but there is enough there to have some fun with it. Now, these figures, they are designed for play. I think, what's the motto of Mezco? Like, play, I forget, it doesn't say on the box. It doesn't say on the box, but they are designed for play, designed for display. So you can get it in certain poses, and then you can just kind of leave it there, especially if you want to use those Mezco stands and stuff. But the figure itself just looks fantastic. I absolutely love the way it came out looking. It met my expectations, you know, having had the Green Ranger figure since Comic-Con. I got it at Comic-Con, which is, you know, magical to have the magic at Comic-Con. Absolutely love this figure. Now having the White Ranger, I love it as well. Green Ranger is still going to be my favorite out of the two because of the Green Ranger, not because of the White Ranger. Figure execution on both of them is going to be really basically about the same. I just have a more connection to the Green Ranger, I think. I think I like the Green Ranger more than the White Ranger, even though it is the same character, Tommy Oliver. So for me, the Mezco Green Ranger is still the better figure, but that's probably just due to bias. But the two are fantastic. So if you're a Power Rangers fan, if you're Tommy Oliver fan, hopefully you were able to get these two. Now, I know MDX Mezco Direct Exclusive, this one 2 days after Christmas, was pretty crazy to put up an order, but it was in stock and actually shipped quick, shipped out of Washington. That's why I was able to get it in 2 days versus 8 to 9 days when they ship out of New York for figures. So the Mezco Power Rangers, I can't wait for the box set. It's crazy expensive. It's $400 for 5 figures, which ends up being, you know, the $80 per figure, which sucks. But, you know, the $80 per figure with Mezco, the accessories are going to be crazy. I think it's going to be a solid release. Comic-Con, they had them on display, and they looked amazing. Having the White Ranger now in addition to the Green Ranger, I'm very excited for those figures. I don't know if Mezco would do anything else beyond the core 6 Rangers. If they do a villain, I think the only villain that makes sense for Mezco, as they, you know, specialize in soft goods and stuff, would be Rita Repulsa. I don't see them doing really any other villains at all. We'll see. Who knows what their plan's going to be. But I'm just excited for those Rangers, so hopefully you guys are too. You guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of these two so far? But let's get into some comparisons with other White Ranger figures. Okay, so here we have the Hasbro Power Rangers Lightning Collection there. Very good figure. It was the first they ever shown. First ever revealed, announced everything for Lightning Collection. It came out in the first wave. Solid figure for sure. I really like it. Still one of my favorite Lightning Collection figures to this date. And then here we have the Mezco one. As you can see, Mezco is a larger scale figure. Even though it is a 6-inch 1/12 scale figure, they tend to be much larger than Marvel Legends, you know, Star Wars, like any of the other ones that you can compare. They're going to be a larger figure, as you can see. But the accessories, I think, are going to be a truer to scale. So this Saba being way too big, this Saba making a lot more sense. And then here we have the Bandai Legacy Collection. This thing hasn't really held up over the years, as I've kind of really been rough with this figure. It's always been like my fiddle figure. When I'm just sitting around and need something to do with my hands, I'm like always posing this thing and like messing it around and doing wrestling moves and stuff like that. So it doesn't hold up well. The plastic's like, it tend to be like different shades of white at this point now. But, you know, the Mezco, if I'm looking at overall aesthetic, the Mezco is going to win it. The Hasbro is still a very good figure, still one of my favorites, but for me, the Mezco wins it all around. You guys let me know which one do you think looks the best. Okay, so another side-by-side comparison. Here we have the Lightning Collection Goldar and the Super 7 Ultimates Goldar. As you can see, Super 7 went a 7-inch scale, is a 7-inch scale, and goes quite large with the monsters. They do the monsters actually really well. So you can see the Goldar from the Lightning Collection matches the height of the White Ranger a little bit more, but then he looks a little bit small compared to the Ranger. So, you know, there's a balance there. There is no balance there when it comes to like the villains and the Rangers when it comes to the different toy companies. So Hasbro won't line up with Mezco. Mezco now won't really line up with the Super 7 one. But Hasbro did monsters in a 7-inch scale, so like this isn't too far off. The Goldar is a lot larger than even the Lightning Collection 7-inch scale monster figures. But like this, I think is close. It's still not quite, as the monsters are still a little bit bigger because, you know, they're significantly taller, but I think it's a little bit closer compared to like the Hasbro stuff. So there is now another final comparison. Okay, so one final thing before we finish out the review. We have these different hands. So we got these like karate gesture hands, these kind of open hands. There we have the fists that come on the figure already. We have the one like grip hand that holds Saba, as you could see here. I was brave enough to kind of get that out and do that again. So we can hold Saba straight out like so. It's a little bit loose in there, which I'm okay with because I don't want like, you know, especially if you have this here that you're able to safely get it in there. I put the Saba in his hand first, then I swap the head out. You know, you want to be careful, but we have that hand there. We have some other kind of karate gesturing hands, as you can see there. I'll get them to focus. Then we also have these flat hands, as you can see here. And then we also have other grip hands. Actually, this one would be more the... I don't know. Well, you know what? My apologies. This hand right here is to hold the Sword of Light. These hands would be more so to hold Saba, as you could see kind of the shape of the hand. Oh yeah, that's a much better fit there. Look at that. As we learn this stuff together, clip that on there. Oh yeah, that's a much better grip with Saba. So there we have it. We have those grip hands for Saba, much better, you know, when I actually apply it and, you know, figure it out, use logic. There we go, makes more sense. So there we go. All in all, I love this Mezco figure. I love what Mezco is doing with the Power Rangers. The box set, I'm in it. I hate that I'm going to spend $400 on that set, but I'm also going to be in love with that set. The accessories on that thing is going to be crazy, but all the Rangers together are going to look really good. And again, the Green Ranger figure got my love into it for what Mezco is doing. And Mezco, you know, people love it, people hate them. They do good stuff. Their accessories are awesome. Soft goods works on figures most of the time. On these Power Rangers, it's perfect. For some of the stuff they do, it doesn't really make sense in my opinion, but they make it work. But for the Rangers, it's like a match made in heaven. It's perfect. So there we go. So you guys let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of this White Ranger figure? Did you get an order in? Hopefully you did. Hopefully you got the Green Ranger. If not, I would join the wait list for these figures. Wait list is open. Will they convert? I don't know. It's possible. So always get on the wait list whenever possible. So hopefully you guys can. You guys let me know down in the comments below. What do you think of this Mezco Toyz 112 Collective White Ranger figure? Give me all your thoughts down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button and become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.